Component 1, task book and question 7. The vegetarian in mature forest can be classified into the following layers. So you've seen these as in your succession there. A term for the final community. So it's a word that comes before this word community. AO1 just remembering some stuff there. Which of the layers would be the last to form? Well, which takes longest, do you think, out of these? So that's common sense there. Describe two abiotic factors. So these are non-living factors which will be affected when this layer is completely formed. So we've got a load of trees there. How are the trees going to affect forgetting about the living things? How are the trees going to affect things around here? So you should be able to come up with two things there. Here we have a table, and it tells you that it's in pine trees and shrews eating insects, and they are giving you some dates there. Here's the data, and 1 year we haven't got any data. So you are plotting a graph using the grid provided, so you can't go any further. 4 marks. So you're going to have to think about where these 4 marks are going to come from. Well, I'm going to need an axis label, any units. Always think about, I'm going to put my label and put me any units that I need to there. It's a common mistake, common way to throw away marks there. And then it's going to be things like, there's my data, I need to plot that accurately. So if it's 6 or 7, I need to put it bang on. And in biology as well, with a single set of data, you're going to join the points with a straight line. And think about what you're going to do with the missing data. So are you going to put a point there? If you are going to put a point there, is it 0 or is it just not there? I'll let you think about that. Then the question, the plantation was planted in 1954, and then by 1963 we get the canopy, and it's told you what the canopy is. How would the following have been affected? Vegetation on the ground, so the ground layer underneath the canopy, and think about what's going to happen to that. And insects, well, how do I know about insects? Well, where are the insects going to live, and is there more places and food for the insects or less? And likewise, shrews, is there more food, less places or more places to live for these shrews? So it'll either be higher or lower. Suggest another possible explanation for large drop in the number of shrews. So this is your kind of AO3 stuff where you're making suggestions, but they've got to be sensible suggestions. So what other thing that can you think of apart from forming this canopy? All the shrews would suddenly decide to leave the area, or what else could affect them? They're only small shrews. Part C, the trees lose their leaves each autumn, and suggest how the population changes would be differ. So this pine plantation, so it says it's a young pine plantation, and as you know, pine trees, Christmas trees, don't lose their leaves in the winter. However, this word deciduous is kind of normal trees. When you look out the lab window, you can see deciduous trees there, and in the winter they will lose their leaves. So you need to think about what would change and what would happen to these poor little shrews when it does happen.